So every engineer starts out on the factory floor, right? Learning the ropes. But how do you go from fixing one little machine to actually running the entire place? What does that quest from the ground floor all the way up to the corner office really look like?
Well, that is the exact puzzle we are going to solve today. We're going to map out the entire journey step by step, showing you how a brand new engineer becomes a plant manager. So let's dive in. Okay, first things first. Before you can map out any journey, you've got to know where you're going. And in the world of manufacturing, the summit of that mountain, the ultimate goal, is the role of plant manager. So what does a plant manager actually do? You know, it's so important to get this straight. This isn't just some super senior engineering job. This is the person who is on the hook for everything: production, quality, cost, safety, the whole shebang. Think of it like this. If the factory is a ship, the plant manager is the captain. They're responsible for the ship, the crew, and making sure the voyage is a success. All right, now that we know the destination, let's pull out the map. See, the climb to plant manager isn't just a random walk. It's a structured ascent with really clear stages and responsibilities that change as you go. So from a 30,000-foot view, the journey unfolds across these 4 key stages. You start out by learning, then you move into doing, then you start managing, and finally, you start leading. Let's take a closer look at what each of these stages is really about. When you're just starting out as a graduate engineer trainee or a junior engineer, your #1 job is to be a sponge. Seriously, your focus is 100% learning, getting your hands dirty, really understanding the nuts and bolts of the machines, and, this is critical, just observing how the entire production system works together. Okay, so after you've got some experience under your belt, you'll move up to roles like a senior engineer or a shift in charge. Now, it's not just about watching anymore, it's about making things happen. You start managing small teams, you're responsible for hitting those daily targets, and you begin making important on-the-ground decisions. The big trap here? Getting stuck in what I call firefighter mode, where you're only solving today's problems and never looking ahead. The next big leap is up to assistant manager or manager. And this is where you see a huge shift from day-to-day tactics to long-term strategy. You're not just worried about today's target, you're planning for the weeks and months ahead, looking for ways to make the whole system run better. And here's the unspoken rule for success at this level. You have to learn to let go of doing the work yourself and start learning to lead through your team. So, why do some engineers make this climb, while others seem to plateau in those technical roles? Well, it's not just about putting in the years. It's about being intentional, about building a very specific toolkit of skills that this journey absolutely demands. This mix of skills is what really separates a future leader from the pack. I mean, of course you need a deep technical understanding. That's just your ticket to the game. But that's the foundation. The real career accelerators are your ability to solve problems, your leadership, sharp decision-making, and a real understanding of the business side of things. This is where you have to evolve from just an engineer into a business leader. And that brings us to the most crucial point. A factory is not just a collection of cool machines and processes, it's a business. Understanding how your technical decisions affect cost, efficiency, and, the bottom line, that is what separates a good engineer from a future plant manager. And as you build these skills and climb that ladder, your responsibilities don't just get bigger, they fundamentally change. It's like you go from fixing a problem to preventing the problem, and then to defining which problems are even worth solving in the first place. This evolution is so important to understand. You start out by just following instructions and learning. Then, you're the one solving those immediate, daily problems. As a manager, you zoom out a bit. Your focus is on making things more efficient and cutting costs. But at the plant manager level, you're not just solving problems anymore. You're setting the entire strategy. You're responsible for the results, not just the tasks.
So, you've made the climb. You've built the skills. You've reached the summit. What's the reality of being at the top? Of holding that ultimate responsibility for an entire factory?
Let's be totally clear. This path is not easy. It demands years and years of dedication, a real commitment to always be learning, and the ability to handle some pretty immense pressure. But the rewards? They are significant. It's not just about career growth. It's about earning respect and stepping into a true leadership position where you can make a massive impact. And all of this brings us to the single most important idea in this entire journey. If you remember one thing, remember this. Your career growth isn't about the time you spend on the job. It's about the value you create. That right there is the real engine of your advancement, every single step of the way.
So, as we wrap this up, the path is laid out, the skills are defined. The only question left to ask isn't about the company or the role. It's a question for you. On your journey, what value will you choose to create?